All right, folks, it's Larry, Packmaster Dog Training. This is part 12, Dog Training Talk. Let's talk about a couple of cases where clients weren't very happy, okay? What I consider unsuccessful cases, because we all talk about the good stuff and we like the good stuff, but let's face it, we can't satisfy everyone, no matter how hard you try, okay? I have a extremely good relationship with the majority of my clients. And what I tell people is once I'm your trainer for life, unless you don't want me, okay? I treat people very well. I treat people with respect, but I'm also very demanding. I don't ask a lot, but the things I do ask for, I need them to do. And here's the reason. If they're going to cut me a check and pay me a lot of money to help them, I'm not here just to take their money, okay? I'm going to give them everything I got and then some. I'm going to give them everything. But I can't do it by myself. We need them to work with me. We need to do it together. That's all there is to it. So every now and then you're going to get someone that you're going to have some issues with. I've been very fortunate because all the years I'm doing this, I can count on, less than one hand how many times I've had difficulty with the client. It's very, very rare. It really is. But I had two that I know weren't happy with what we did, and they were both pretty recent too. First one, I got a dog. It was in bad shape mentally. Like, it was absolutely awful. And here's the thing. Trainers, I'm sure, see this. When you get a board and train, sometimes the dog is real anxious and real nervous being away from home. There's a lot of bad habits that go on in the home. There's a lot of anxiety when they're separated from their owners. And sometimes they won't eat. For 24 hours won't eat, sometimes even a little longer. That's normal, not a big deal. I don't worry about that. This dog had so many issues that not only had it gone 3 days without eating, 3 days, nothing, no treats, no high value stuff, no food, no nothing. I can still live with that. It's food. Mother Nature will kick in and a dog's not going to starve to death, okay? But the thing that scared me is this dog didn't have a sip of water in 3 days. Nothing. That's concerning, okay? That's really concerning. I did everything I could think of to do. The dog wouldn't eat, wouldn't drink. I tried everything. I couldn't come up with any more. I reached out to other people, some real experienced dog trainers, people I really respect in the pet dog industry. Tried to put our brain, they came up with things. I tried nothing. I mean, nothing. And so basically that day, I think it was going on day 4, I was about to take the dog to the vet to have some fluids put in under the skin because I was really scared for this dog's health. A dog can go a while without eating. A dog can't go that long without drinking. So now it became a safety issue, okay? So what I did, I tried one more thing just out of the blue. This is how it usually happens, to see what would happen. And the only way I got this dog to finally start eating a little something was while the dog was in the crate, a wire crate, I could take some kibble and one at a time drop it over the top of into the crate. One at a time. And the dog picked it up and ate. I was like, okay, that's great. Standing there, dropping kibble here and there. The dog was eating like that. So I stopped shortly, put it in a bowl, tried to feed the dog, tried to feed it, but I had nothing. Absolutely nothing. I said, okay, so I got to drop food through this freaking crate for the dog to eat, but you do what you got to do, right? So that's what I did. I stood there dropping one kibble at a time through the top of the crate, and the dog would eat it. So that's good. At least now it's eating, all right? But that's the only way it would eat. That's progress. So now I let the dog out, and hopefully the dog would drink. It wouldn't, all right? So I tried one more thing. Now I put some kibble in the dog food bowl, little bit, not too much, and I filled it with water, okay? So I didn't just, a lot of people will wet the dog food. I didn't do that. Picture just like a half a cup of kibble on the bottom of the bowl, and then I filled the whole thing with water, and I put it in the crate. And immediately, the dog started licking the water and going down trying to get the kibble, and then started drinking, all right? So we got that done. Now the dog started eating and drinking. But that's some weird stuff, okay? But again, I had to try so many different things. I reached out for help. I asked other people, and just nothing worked. So again, it was something weird that I've never had to do before that worked. So now we get the dog eating and drinking, and the dog was doing okay during training, did well. Here's why I could tell you the owner wasn't happy. When I talked to the owner, of course, this dog was free fed. Okay, there was no structure in the home. The food was out all the time. Sometimes the dog wouldn't eat, and I hate the free feeding thing, guys. It's so important not to do that. So when I met with the owner, we do our go home visit, and I work with the owner. She was real receptive to everything. We trained. The dog did great, not a problem. I set up an appointment for the following week. Go to the home. Now I like to see the dog in the house, and we train in the house. Well, I was very adamant about what I needed her to do and not to do, and she agreed, okay, especially with the food stuff. I go in the house, what's the first thing I see? 2 giant bowls of food on the kitchen floor. I asked, like, hey, what's going on here? And I kind of caught an attitude about it. We went in the yard, we trained. It wasn't very positive because the energy was just terrible. There was a lot of tension. So I knew right away this person had no interest in training this dog. They paid me for nothing. And at that point, I don't feel bad because I can't force someone to want to help their dog. I haven't seen that person since, haven't talked to them, and I won't. If they reached out for help, I would help them under one condition. You change these things I need you to change or I'm out. I don't work like that because it's useless. I'm wasting my time and I'm wasting your time. Okay? So I know that person was not happy. It would never bring me another dog, but it would probably never bring anyone another dog. Okay? That's the type of person that you can't help. So for you trainers, don't give people everything you got. But every now and then, if someone's unreasonable and is not willing to meet you halfway, there's only so much you can do, okay? Don't bend your belief system or what you feel needs to be done to satisfy someone when you know it's not going to help. Don't do that. Stick your ground there, okay? Next person was kind of different, okay? And this was kind of my fault. So I get a call about training a dog, doing a 3-week board and train. And I should have known from the phone call because there were more questions than usual. It was a very long interview process about expectations, what they could expect from my program, and I should have known from the start, like, I don't know if your expectations are realistic. I should have just kind of said, I don't know if I'm the right guy for you, but I answered the questions, whatever. And it was a very long interview process, more than one time, which is kind of weird because normally people are kind of fighting to get in and get scheduled to get in here. But I did what I had to do. So I get the dog. And the dog has no issues. There are no problems. It's just an awesome young dog, little dog, awesome dog. I really had a good time with this dog, and the dog trained fantastic. Where I made a mistake, guys, is I think I made 2 videos within the first week with this dog, and the dog was great, a little superstar. People are like, holy crap, that dog is awesome. It trained up real nice. Here's the problem. As trainers, when we get dogs with some issues, especially serious issues, it's very easy to make a dramatic change very fast to where people will be like, wow, that's awesome. Very easy. When there's a lot of bad there, it's very easy to make a big difference and have the dog look a lot better. Very easy. When a dog doesn't have problems and does so well right from the start, the progress is going to slow, right? It's kind of like a fat person when they start working out and dieting and doing the right thing, right? They're going to lose a ton of weight the first week or two, like a shitload of weight, an unreasonable amount of weight very easily. But then that's going to slow down and, reality is going to set in. And then instead of losing 10, 12 pounds the first week, you're losing 1 to 2 pounds a week. Progress becomes steady, but much slower. And so this dog did so well right from the start. I said, I'm going to film this. And I made a couple of videos, and the owner saw them, and everyone was happy. But at the end of the 3 weeks, when the dog was picked up, I could tell that the owner wasn't happy. I could just tell. I know people. And I called him out on it. I said, you seem to be not happy. Is there a problem? Is there something you're not happy with? And they're like, no, there's not. But I know that wasn't the case. I know that wasn't the case. I know people very well. And I said, just be honest. If you're not happy with something, you got to tell me so I can fix it. And they never said anything. So I set up a schedule for the next, it was 1 week or 2 weeks after, in the home. Because again, I like to see the dog in the home. And we went to do that, and we had an honest discussion. And the one owner said, I was kind of disappointed in the results. I said, yeah, I know you were. I said, I'm not an idiot. I know you were. I said, well, tell me why. And he said, well, I don't know. I just expected more. I said, well, what did you expect? I want specifics. And they couldn't give me an answer. I said, okay, I understand. I said, well, I appreciate you being honest. And that's all I asked for. Because if you're honest, then I could try to figure out where we can go from there. I said, but you got to understand something. You have a dog with no issues. You have a phenomenal dog. And the sky is the limit with this dog. But you also have a puppy. This dog's less than a year old. It's a little tiny puppy still. And the dog's still learning. So if we continue to do what needs to be done, the sky's the limit. But I don't know what else you want more than a well-trained, obedient, off-leash dog. Yeah, I'm not really sure, but if you give me specifics, I can try. Well, they really couldn't. So we did that lesson that day, and it went real well. I worked with the family a lot, and I think we made a lot of progress, and I think I was able to get across that you could only do so much in 3 weeks, but this is just the beginning. I said, my job is to lay a very strong foundation, and we got to continue to build on that, especially with a dog at this age. You don't create a perfect dog in 3 weeks, guys. It takes some time. You could do a lot in 3 weeks, but you have to provide the owners with the education to continue that. And it doesn't take a lot. A couple minutes here, a couple minutes there. The foundation is set. So in both cases, I know those clients were not happy. And I'm not used to that. I have really good success with people. I really do. But I give a lot. I give more than what people pay for, believe me when I tell you. And, I'm always going to try to make people happy. But sometimes, you're going to run into those cases where just people expect things that aren't realistic. Now, if that second dog had a lot of problems, guarantee they would have been thrilled because the problems would have been gone. And then it's like, oh man, that's great. But when a dog doesn't have problems, it's a lot harder to impress somebody. Okay. And I think maybe what they expected was they expected that dog to do everything Luca does. That's what I think. I think they expected to see Luca in that little body when they got there. That's not realistic. I can't do that. No one can do that. You understand what I'm saying? So give clients everything you have, but just really stick to your beliefs. Treat people well, treat people with more respect than they deserve, and you can't go wrong. Give all you got. But those are two cases there that I know they weren't happy. And a few years back, guys, that would have really bothered me. Oh, and the second client, I sent a text a couple of weeks ago like, hey, we need to meet and do some more training. That's where I was going with that, sorry. And just, let's set something up. I never heard back. So that's how I know they weren't happy, If someone's not willing to meet with me, I can't do anything. I did my part. And if it was a few years ago, I'd be calling and texting like, hey, I want, let's get this done. I won't do that anymore. If they want me, they can call me. But I'm not going to chase someone and beg them. There's too many people out there waiting that want the help. You understand what I'm saying? Keep training, dogs. Keep training. Keep training. Keep training. Let's help as many dogs as we can. And on a quick side note, guys, there's so much animosity in the dog training world with like-minded trainers. We don't agree with each other's methods. There's a lot of negativity. There's a lot of things put out there that people don't mention names, but we know who they're talking about. You don't have to agree with what someone does to respect them and treat them with respect. There's a lot of trainers out there that do things I don't like, but at the same time, they do a lot of good stuff too. So all you can do is, if someone's trying their best and they're sincere in helping people and helping dogs, sometimes you just got to give them the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? Just treat everyone with respect, man. As long as they're not doing those shady shit and harming animals and robbing people, Give them the benefit of the doubt. Peace out.